Joyce Meyer once said, if it's not written, then it's a lie. Written where? In the Word of God. And from the moment I heard those words, before I do anything or before I make any decision, the first question I ask myself, what does God say about this particular situation? And based on the title of my video, you can already tell where I'm heading with this. I want us to discuss about co-parenting and the dangers of co-parenting. Because based on the research that I've done, there's nothing written about co-parenting. But since this thing is here with us, how then do we go about it? Find out in this video, and welcome to my channel. My name is Esther One thing you can all agree with me is that if there are people who know how to copycat, is us Africans. I don't know about other African countries, but Kenya, we can copy basically anything. And there's this thing of co-parenting that just came from nowhere. It just happened. We woke up one morning and everybody was co-parenting. And it's so sad that people take especially ladies, take co-parenting as a business. You want to have a child with this person because you think that they can give a certain amount of money at the end of every month, and you feel like if I add this and top it up to whatever I'm making, then I'm gonna have a good life. Because nowadays, if you don't have a good life, then you ain't got no life at all. So that is what people think, that good life is what you post on social media and we see however lifestyle you're living. Now people are taking this thing as a joke. You think that I am getting pregnant, I'm getting this child, and this guy is going to be sending me some chums at the end of every month, and I'm sorted. Now let me share with you some of the dangers of whatever. Before you make that decision, let me share with you some of the dangers you are going to bring in the future of those children. Now, first things first, you need to understand, children don't see. They don't hear. Sorry. Children don't hear. They see, and they do what you see. They are copycats. Children, especially 10 years and below, they don't use their ears, they use their eyes. They see, they do. So here's what happens. You want to show this child, I gave birth to you, and your dad sends this certain amount of money. Your dad picks you up once a week or during the weekends, or maybe whatever time you agree for them to pick them up. They go with them, bring them back, and that is the norm. Now, here's where you need to get this. I mean, here's how you need to get the dangers of this before you do this, before you even decide to get into this situation. You're training this child as a lady when you grow up. Because I said in the beginning, kids don't hear, they see. So she can see. She can see you just receive money from the dad, take her to the dad sometimes, bring her back, and that is all she knows. She lives with you. So when she grows up, she grew up knowing that that is what should be done, because that is what she grew up doing. And before she unlearns what she learned to learn something new, already that person has already wasted her time and her emotions and so many things. So you're telling this girl, the moment you grow up, you just find a guy, get a child, get support, and you're good to go. And this thing is going to continue, and you can all agree with me. The more no one talks about it, the more people do it, the more it's becoming like norm. Like, this is how it should be. There's nothing like family, there's no commitment. I get your child, you support, and we move on. And let me tell you something. These are the dangers of this thing to a boy child. You grow up seeing that the only thing a man should do is support their children. So what happens to this man when he grows up? He just impregnates a lady, leave them, just send some chums, doesn't even care whether the child is dead or alive, because at the end of the day, even the lady, all she's interested in is the money. So you end up raising another generation, another toxic generation, because all they know is that you just give birth and provide. And the lady, you just give birth and you receive cash from this guy. So you're training these children. It is okay to just give birth, and it is okay to just be alone and raise a child. You don't have to be under the same roof. You can raise them from anywhere. And that is one of the dangers that you're doing to that child. The other thing, that you need to understand is that it's not a must for this. Sorry. Provision is different from raising. Those are two different things. You provide for a child, another person is raising that child. You are doing two different jobs. Okay, you need to understand anybody can provide, but it takes a real man, it takes a real woman to raise a child. Raising children is not a joke. If you don't go to bed with a headache because of how they've just you don't need to spend the whole day with them for them to give you a headache. 10 and below, they'll give you a headache even when you spend 30 minutes with them, because it's work. You're training, you're telling them this, you're doing this, you're correcting, it is work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, please don't bring another child in this world. Just don't do that, because you're going to raise toxic people. You're going to raise a generation of people who don't care. Okay, so the moment you know that deep inside your heart, mimi watoto no, usiende kutafuta mtoto ati ndio itishange do, usiende kupea mtu mtoto ati the only thing I'm going to do is send money. You need to understand that there's a difference between raising a child and providing for that child. And for a child to grow in a healthy to have a healthy upbringing, that child needs both of those things. They need to be provided for and they need to be raised well. Okay, and the other thing that I want to share with you is that if you're a lady and you think and you're trying, the only reason for you're getting pregnant is that you can extort money from this person, please think twice before you do that. Please think twice. Cooperating is not for immature people. There are people who do it and they do it perfectly, especially people who got pregnant or people who got a child at a tender age, and they come and realize we were not in love, there's nothing about us between us. The only thing that happened is this innocent child. So if you can do it in a mature way, like you understand that this person has their own life and I have my own life, then you can do it. But if it's a choice ati mimi nataka kupata mtu ndio nilikuwa nikitumiwa do, ama mimi nitapatia to have two agreement, just have my child, I'll be supporting you, then you're doing that child injustice. If you as a man or a woman can do both, raising and providing, please walk away, because at the end of the day, by the time ukikufa, that child will still grow. It doesn't mean that ati simply because a chick got pregnant that you must be there. Life happens. Life ain't permanent. If you die, that child is still gonna make it. And you as a lady, stop putting all your hope in that person who impregnated you. What if they died? What would you do? Start thinking. Start killing people, killing such a person in your heart. Like, what would happen if this person dies? Like, wake up and smell the coffee. Take a sip of reality and understand that this person might even die. They might disappear and you never see them again. Niliwambia huku si maju, mtu kuenda na siku support, it's not a big deal. Utaenda kotini 2-3 times 4, utapata wewe hata ndo unachoka. So think twice before you put yourself in such a situation. And you should stop normalizing co-parenting. This thing is a demonic thing that is trying to kill a generation. And you can all agree with me. Venye tu generations zinaenda, tunaenda tu tukilose focus, tunaenda tu tukiadopt culture zingine misi zilitoka wapi. Misi semi tuishi life ya Stone Age. All I'm trying to say is that we need to maintain a family setup. If you're a single parent, good for you. It is okay. It's not bad to be a single parent. What I'm saying, it should not be by choice. It should not be by choice. And even if you make that decision, please don't assume that automatically that is the life your child needs. They might decide otherwise. So when you're raising them alone, raise them telling them, I am in this situation because I chose to, or I'm in this situation because of certain circumstances. Stop trying to normalize that this is the new norm. It is not the new norm. It's a demonic lie, and if you don't watch out, you're going to look back and you're going to regret every choice that you made. Now, ladies, let me finish by saying this. There are so many business ideas, and giving birth is not one of them, because you're taking this as a business. Nipate mtoto, it's like a side hustle. It's like a side hustle you have, whereby the father of this child will give you a certain amount of money, and you're going to pop in and give a certain amount of money, and you live the kind of lifestyle you want. Giving birth ain't a side hustle, and co-parenting is for mature people. stop using your children as spies. You want to use that child as a spy. And when I say as a spy, is for immature people who think they can co-parent and all they do is ask the child, ulienda kwa babako ukapata kuna msichana, kuna nini, akona nini, and vice versa. The guy is asking the child, what are you trying to show that child? Whatever you do, keep that innocent child out of your immaturity, out of your stupidity. Whatever choices you make, you know that there are consequences. So, and sometimes you've got to deal with the consequences in the absence of that child. Okay? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.